Hi, I'm Virginia Gardner, and I'm here today with Janice Supinger, who is the Chief Elections Official for the Earlysville Precinct in Albemarle County, which votes at Broadestwood Elementary School. Albemarle County has a need for election officials. You may have wondered, who are these people that are giving me my ballots and so forth? I thought that each time I went in, and a number of years ago, I finally stopped and said, who are these people? And they had applications there. And I picked one up and filled it out. And before long, I was at the Broadestwood Elementary School. So, thank you, Janice, for being here.
You're welcome.
I have some questions that I'd like to ask Janice, and she'll talk to me some, but she's going to talk to you some too. And I will have this on a couple of different places. A Facebook group for Earlysville, the Park Bench site, my website. If you have any questions, you can always contact me, or if Janice will let me, I'll give you her email address, and she can answer any questions that you might have. Janice, what are the qualifications for someone to be an election official?
One. You have to be a registered voter in Virginia.
Oh.
It means you're a citizen and you're over 18.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's good. Now, there are a number of positions, like you put me in charge of ballots at some point.
Right.
And of course, you've asked me to learn the various other positions. But what are they?
We have people who work the electronic poll books. We have people who operate the scanners that scan the ballots. We have people who put up our signs, as you said, who count the ballots, who assist the voters, who sometimes get a chair for a voter who needs to sit down to vote. There are just any number of things. We have greeters who tell you in the beginning, get out your ID, photo ID, I should say. And so, yeah, there are all kinds of things that you can do.
Well, okay, now, and all the elections, it seems that every single one I've done, which has been 5 or 6, have all been a little different.
They are, yes. Primaries are what we call the slow ones because we don't have as big a turnout for primaries. The off-season are what we call medium kind of turnout, and then of course the presidentials are when we're all walking dead when we're done.
That's funny, and that's true.
And the number of people that we need per election varies depending on what kind of election it is.
Okay.
Because, as you said, with the primary, we didn't expect a large turnout. There were only 6 of us there working.
Yeah, and we had a great day.
And we had an exceptional turnout based on county-wide, yes. But 6 is usually the minimum number of people we need per election, and I've had to need as many as 16 when there's a presidential. We have more poll books, we have more everything. It's more involved.
Well, the primary was interesting also. I cannot believe I am a 62-year-old woman. I've lived in Virginia my entire life and did not realize that you do not register for a particular party in the state of Virginia.
Not in Virginia, no.
And certainly we all have our flavor of party that we lean towards generally. But people will come into, if it's a Democratic primary and you think of yourself as more of a Republican, you can still come and vote, which is fascinating. And I think it surprises a lot of people on the day that we vote. You've been doing it for how long now?
I've lost count. I've been a chief since 2009, so I've been a chief 10 years. And I was actually recruited by one of my employees.
I learn something every time we have an election, and I love it. It's really a lot of fun to learn more about our democracy and how it works. And one of the things I love about Earlysville, about Albemarle County, I love Earlysville, but I love Albemarle County, is that we have the electronic system, the electronic scanner.
Correct.
But you fill out a paper ballot, and so there is a paper backup. So all of this hullabaloo that we're hearing on national news, we got it covered.
Right.
I mean, really.
And the other thing is our scanners and our poll books are not connected to anything but each other in our precinct.
Every time we have that we know about, every time we'll have a new voter, we have a little for them. So
whether you've just turned 18 and you're voting, or you're a new citizen, either one.
Yes.
They're both very exciting.
Yes, and actually at the most recent, at the presidential in 2016, there was one gentleman who was 83 years old voting for the first time. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, so now what training is required?
Training is thorough but minimal. We do, for new election officials, we do two-hour paid training sessions. You come initially to, we call the newbie training. You get the basics so that you don't have the deer in the headlight look the next time. And it's a 2-hour session. And then we also precinct-wise, we have several sessions that are also 2-hour sessions. So what you've learned in your newbie training also gets repeated again when you go into the other training. And then depending on what you want to do, if you want to learn, for instance, to do the electronic poll books, usually our registrar has it set up so that people can come at some time during the day or special evenings and get additional hands-on training. So we try to give everyone hands-on training for the scanners and the poll books.
Well, and in the brief amount of time that I've been involved, Janice, the improvements in the system have gone by leaps and bounds.
Yes,
I mean, it's very simple, but it's strict. I mean, there are definite rules and regulations, and you have to have your photo ID. But if, for example, someone arrives and they don't have a photo ID, we would have to send them home to get one.
Or give them a provisional ballot.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you explain what a provisional ballot is?
A provisional ballot is one that you fill out and is put in a special green envelope, and it is vetted, canvassed on the Friday after the election. And if you have ultimately brought in a photo ID and you are found to be a registered voter, then your vote is counted.
Okay, that's great. So anybody who has that question, if you show up at an election and you don't have your ID, there is an option. You'll need to get there in a couple of days and prove your
and show your photo ID.
Show your photo ID.
And the other thing that the county, Albemarle County, provides is a free photo ID. It's only good for voting purposes, but you can go to the office on 5th Street Extended, the county office building, and they will take your photo. So, we accept passports, we accept state, local, government photo IDs. We don't take your Sam's card. Sorry.
Okay, so now, big question. Since I know every single person who's been watching us wants now to be an election official.
Of course, because we have fun.
We do have fun, actually. How would they do that?
There are two easy ways. You can go to the Earlysville post office and pick up one of the forms that I've put up on the bulletin board in the lobby there, or you can go to the state website, which is all small letters, elections with an S, .Virginia, spelled out, .gov. And on the search bar, just type in election official, and it will lead you to the proper prompts. And so you can also email me, jsupinger @CenturyLink.net, and I'll be happy to mail you one or meet you somewhere in Earlysville to pick up a form.
And if you look beneath this video, there's a description area, and there are direct links to the Albemarle County website and to the state website, which will take you right to online applications. Janice and I hope that you will join us It's there is at least one election every year. That's one day. It's a long day, but it's just one day commitment, and often two, because if you have a June election, which we had the primaries this year, those still a long day, but they're easier days than the presidential and statewide office days. But so rewarding, and you really do have an opportunity to participate in our democracy, which I know Janice and I and all of our crew, it's why we do it. So I hope you'll join us.